Hello Libra, welcome to your monthly tarot scope reading. I'm Maritza of the Sibyl Heart, and thank you so much for being here. Please use these readings, or rather, please do not use these readings to replace any medical, financial, to replace any kind of health, financial, or legal advice. Please do use these readings as a form of entertainment or to gain, hopefully, what I hope is some personal insight. And you can also take or leave whatever you feel resonates or doesn't resonate with you. Treat this reading as though we're having a conversation between friends. So you don't always heed the advice of your friends, and ultimately you decide what to do with your life. So please treat this reading in that same fashion. Also, please like and subscribe, and what's the other thing? Share, I guess. Comment this on this and any other reading. I feel like engagement is really important, so let me know that you exist, and leave a comment and give a like and all of that good internet stuff. Yeah, so let's get started. What is the message for Leo? Sorry, not Leo, Libra. I apologize for that slip, I guess. What is the message for Libra? What is the message for Libra? Okay, Libra, we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Lover's card reversed. I feel like I've been getting the Seven of Cups in a bunch of other readings, and then followed by like some kind of negative card. So in this case, I'm thinking that reality is hitting hard. You've kind of had your bubble burst in a way that kind of turned your world upside down. It could possibly be relating to a relationship, be it romantic or platonic. But I have this sense that it's not about classic. It's not about them. It's more about you and how you perceived yourself is not who you are. And it kind of like took you for a loop. Another thing I'm thinking is that whatever this relationship was, it brought out the worst in you because you kept trying to control the relationship. Or rather, not control, but like you tried to, in a sense it is control. You tried to shape it into something that it wasn't. And you kind of realized too little too late that you were trying to do that, and the relationship kind of disintegrated or even explosively blew apart. Then we have the Star card. The Two of Swords and the Nine of Cups reversed. So I'm seeing the Star card and the Nine of Cups reversed. And this is a case of like wishful thinking. You let your wishful thinking kind of influence the way that you wanted your relationship to be. And you were more in love with the idea of the relationship rather than what the relationship was in reality. And I'm seeing the Two of Swords. And it's kind of like you had these two opposing things. One of them, the relationship that was all in your head, and it was like the extremely idealized version of the relationship, and then the relationship in reality. And they were completely at an imbalance. And you were letting your love for the potential of the relationship get in the way of that reality, and it just wasn't working out. And I get the sense that for a long time you were completely blind to the reality of the relationship. And it was like you had a completely different version and idea of the relationship than the other person or people involved, and like they were trying really hard to make it work and trying to figure out what you were doing. Or perhaps it switched. Perhaps you were in the reality of the relationship and they were the ones who were living in a completely different reality. But in any case, because both of you were not in the same in the same version of the relationship, it kind of began to disintegrate, kind of right when it started. Then we have the Five of Pentacles, the Strength card, and as the final card, we have Justice, the Justice card. So that's Libra. That's you. So with the Five of Pentacles, I'm definitely getting the sense that this realization is coming too late. At a point where you can't really do much about it except, mourn the loss of the relationship. And it's going to be a struggle, but you will, I'm seeing the Strength card, and of course I'm thinking, like, you will become stronger because of this. You'll understand that living in the dream world when it comes to relationships and trying to shape it into the idealized version of what you feel a relationship should look like is not the way to be in a relationship. And so moving forward, you will probably be, in a sense, you'll probably be less controlling, to the point where it kind of feels like you're not in a relationship at all, and you're always left wondering, like, okay, where do we stand now? What do we have a label? Or is this official? Is it exclusive? Is it so it's not about releasing total control, but it's about finding that balance and communicating with the person or people involved in the relationship about where you stand, especially if you're being left wondering where you stand. And I'm seeing the strength card and the Justice card, and I get the sense that, like, you're going to start to feel more and more comfortable in being open in communicating with about where you stand, and not having it be something that you're trying to control. It's like, instead of trying to force the relationship to take a shape that it can't, you're going to gently push the relationship towards something that's close enough to what you would feel comfortable having the relationship be and become. In terms of astrology, let's see, we have Gemini shadow, because the Lover's card is reversed. And with Gemini shadow, so the other person or people involved in the relationship, because again, this could be a romantic relationship or platonic relationship. And to be honest, I'm getting like both vibes. So this could have been like, by both vibes, I mean like it could have been casual, it could have been serious, it could have been a friendship. Or like that situation where it's like a friends with benefits type thing. But like, so when Gemini is in shadow, we're thinking shallowness, flighty, flaky, kind of like they tell the truth, but it's like it's abrasive. They're blunt. They don't sugarcoat things. Let's see. There's also Aquarius with the Star card. It's another one where they're honest, but it can be like the kind of honesty that's like, ooh. Then we have Leo with the Strength card. And of course Libra with the Justice card. Leo is, of course, proud. They have a lot of pride. They're friendly. They're open. They're generous. So from the Strength card, I'm thinking this is you want to, it's like that sense of like you want to release control, but also have like this balance where you have an influence on the relationship and the direction that's going. And I'm seeing the Two of Swords, and I'm thinking like you want to have an influence in the relationship because you're a part of it. Your part in the relationship should be an important part. But you have to also find a balance of letting the relationship transform into what it wants to be. And so that's what I'm getting from the Strength card and the openness of Leo. And then we have, of course, the Justice card, which is Libra. And this represents, like, this is like it's your reading. It's like I don't know how else to describe it, but like you're in this moment, in this difficult moment where a relationship or a previous relationship is still influencing the way that you enter other relationships, because you're afraid that you're going to be trying to shape it into something that it doesn't want to be. And it's like you're trying to, it's like the memory of this previous relationship that kind of like blew up in your face, is kind of still having an influence, and it's like essentially it's still haunting you, in a sense, if that makes sense. And you're afraid to get too close right now. So you're trying to find a balance, and I feel like there's no one way to answer that. That has to be derived from paying attention to the people involved in the relationship, both you and the other party, and observing the way the direction in which the relationship itself is going. So like if it's more relaxed, you have to try to follow that flow, but also remember that you are part of the relationship and should have an influence on it. So like there's a balance that is needed, because if you're not involved in the relationship, it's going to feel like you don't want to be in it. So you should do your best to be enthusiastic, but also not too enthusiastic, because then it like you start to get the idealism going, and you start to try and control it into looking the way that you feel like it should look, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is the reading for Libra. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.